Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition Thin Blood Chronicle, Are We Dead Yet? This is Epilogue 5, Blood-Stained Hands. Let's meet our bloody vampires, starting with April.
Hello, my name is April. I am also known as the Tabletop Geek on TikTok and Instagram, and I will be playing the Thin Blood Ruby Hemlock.
Az?
Hi, I'm Az. You can find me at As I Was on the social medias, because I think I'm funny. I'm going to be playing Sawyer Jameson, the sad boy Thin Blood who's having a great time.
Chris?
Good evening. I'm Chris, the Primogen, and I'm playing Anthony Tulip, the thick-blooded Simitsi. Happy to be here.
Luna?
Hi, I'm Luna. You can find me at Druidbynight on all the things. I will be playing Theodora, the Thin Blood who's got the best resting bitch face and is doing her best to keep it together.
Ramos?
Hi, I'm Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad, everywhere on social media. Tonight I will be playing Ramon Flores, Unfortunate Corpse.
Mm-hmm. And finally, Vyn.
Hi guys, I'm Vyn at VynVoxVA on Twitter, and I'll be playing Dallas Houston, also known as Tex, Thin Blood.
Mm-hmm. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves because your safety and well-being is important to all of us playing. We begin this final epilogue with Anthony. It is relatively late into the night, and right now you are at the House of Duran, the establishment owned by your grandsire. You're standing next to your child, Stella, who, of course, no longer remembers that she's your child. And standing in front of you is Ezra Contreras, a vampire you met the night the Camarilla held their little party at Pirate's Voyage, the night the Prince of Charlotte literally lost his head. Ezra, as you recall, claims to be the La Sombre Primogen of Boston, as well as the paramour of your grandsire, Azaria Duran. He's been in town for a few nights, attempting to convince you to release Azaria into his care in exchange for a boon. So far, you've stonewalled him, whether it is because you are unsure of whether you want Azaria to continue her on life without that stake in her chest, because you are unsure of what he could provide you in trade, or simply just to piss him off. That's up to you. But Ezra is losing patience, and it is unknown whether he will resort to fighting over Azaria or not. Ezra, wearing a very fine black Gucci suit, towering over you at least 6 inches, stares daggers, but his face remains completely cold and unmoving. Mr. Tulip, I have offered you a boon in exchange for the Lady Azaria. What more could you possibly want of someone of my station?
Quite frankly, Primogen, I believe you misunderstand our relationship here. This is not really negotiation or bargaining because you have nothing that I am interested in. So far, you have presented nothing. And I am not looking to pawn off my grandsire to anyone else. So unless you can provide, I don't know, the destruction of a certain baron that was in town a little while ago, there's really nothing else to it.
He taps on his nose. But Mr. Tulip, I do believe you already possess some items given to you by, shall we say, a person not commonly associated with vampires. You possess some items that any vampire would fear. Items that harness the power of the sun.
I'm going to ignore the fact that this is information that should not be known to you, and I will simply chalk it up to you having done your due diligence. This being the case...
Well, you know, Mr. Tulip, there are many shadows here that one could stay in.
Then you would also know that these items are useful in an encounter for certain, or if you're attacking someone. But if they are ready for you, it's simply a matter of staying out of the way. Are these items you're interested in proclaiming, or are you merely bringing them up to make some kind of point?
My point is, Mr. Tulip, if you are so worried about the Sword of Cain here in your city, you have these items, and yet you keep a precious weapon sidelined, if you will. Azaria was once a bishop. I am certain that she and I could provide strategic help if you would let her go into my care.
The fact that you refer to the Sabbat as the Sword of Cain already has me thinking that me just handing my grandsire over to you on a silver platter may as well result in you draining her dry. And while I would not mind seeing that happen, I'd rather not have you gain any kind of advantage to it, so...
Mr. Tulip, it is I who brought Azaria here. She, got into a little bit of a mess, shall we say, with the Malkavian Prince of Boston. Of course, he is not prince anymore. Things have changed in Boston. Changed much since I brought Azaria here for her own safety. Had I wanted to drain her dry, I could have done it at any time. I simply want to bring her back home so that she and I can guide this new court in Boston to where it should be in these modern nights.
And where exactly are you going to guide Boston?
Well, first and foremost, against the Second Inquisition. We have a little issue with them right now. Secondly, against the Sabbat. Azaria and I left the Sword of Cain. You must understand why.
Must I really? There are many, many different reasons one might leave the Sword of Cain. It being a sinking ship could certainly be one of those.
You are as perceptive as Azaria told me you were. Now come, Mr. Tulip. I do not have all night to debate this with you. If you will not hand over Madame Durand to me, what would you require of me for this precious prize?
Dear Primogen, I do believe in the freedom of choice, and while my relationship with my grandsire may not be the best, would you be opposed to her having a say in this matter?
I would not.
Then the matter is simple. We shall resuscitate her from torpor, and she will decide on her own. I don't desire any boons.
Well, whether you desire it or not is not the issue, Mr. Tulip. You will have one of me. If you would be agreeable to these terms, I propose tomorrow night I shall bring vessels for her to feed on, so that she may be of a clear thinking head before she makes any decisions. Is that all right with you?
No, she will feed from me.
I do not know if you are able to sustain her. She is older than I, and certainly more powerful than you.
Be that as it may, she will feed
If you would
from me.
allow me for a contingency. 1 or 2 vessels. In addition, allow me time to procure her particular taste.
Alive, unharmed.
Yes, I can promise you that.
And they are free to go should the need not be required.
Again, I believe that can be arranged.
Then we have a deal.
He holds out his hand.
I take it and shake it once.
It's cold and firm. He tries to match your strength. And you can tell that he is stronger than you.
Of course.
At least in physical strength.
Of course.
Buenas noches, Mr. Tulip. I will see you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Your child, Stella, with her long auburn hair, holds the door open for him. He does not acknowledge her in any way. And she closes it. You are now standing in that lovely tea room that your grandsire has, the one with her portrait above it. The portrait that you now know is not of any person ever called Azaria Duran, the many names that she has had over the years. You know now that this portrait is of Julie de Bonnet, of French royalty. Stella walks over to you. Is everything all right?
Everything is fine. We are simply dealing with the fallout.
He's real scary.
You'll get used to it.
I don't know if I want to.
Well, there's always the option of cashing out. But if you don't, you better get used to it, whether you like it or not.
She grabs the bottom of your chin slightly. Well, what would you do without me, Anthony? You'd be so bored.
I'd manage.
Liar. She pulls out her phone from her back pocket. While you were talking to Mr. Contreras, got a message from one of Hunter's Thin Bloods, Tom. It's kind of a long message. Do you want to read it, or do you want me to read it to you?
Go ahead and read it, if you would be so kind.
You don't have to be so formal with me, Anthony. How many nights do I have to hang around you before you just, talk to me like I'm a person or whatever?
Yeah, you can ask Hunter about that.
All Hunter ever wants to talk about is pirate stuff.
Yeah, that's all he ever wants to talk about.
Well, anyway, Tom says that Hunter said that 5 Thin Bloods showed up at his place the other night. He thinks that they were made by Kananti, which means that Kananti's not dead. I guess some people thought he might have been dead when, he was out in the sun.
Did he destroy them?
No, he helped them. He took them in. He says it... well... What? I wasn't there. I didn't tell him to keep them.
And then?
Then he gave them... it says Caden gave them a room in a hotel for them to stay in. And then some of the coterie went and visited them to try and figure out if they are with Kananti or if, Kananti's gotten their hooks in them yet. And apparently Astrid went there and she could smell a dead body. And they admitted that they killed someone and that person is in the hotel. And so Hunter wants you to get rid of the body for them or to show them how to get rid of a body. I'm not really sure. Tom is a terrible texter. I mean, it's like he's writing a novella.
What's the address?
Oh, it's that abandoned hotel that's like just across the highway from Pirate's Voyage, the Oceanside.
Oh, all right. I'll go check it out. You want to come along?
Kinda. I mean, I've only met like the couple of Thin Bloods that hang around Pirate's Voyage, but these are like babies, and I thought I was a baby, but these are real babies.
Yeah. It'll be educational. You can come along.
Oh, and let me show you this. And Stella takes her finger, grabs onto her finger, and she starts pulling on her skin and starts pulling her skin off slightly around the finger. I'm getting better.
You will be making furniture out of people in no time, I'm sure.
Gross. Gross,
Yeah.
Anthony. Why would you even say that?
Azari hasn't shown you yet.
Azari didn't show me anything. She said that my sire would eventually come back and show me how to do things, but
Sure.
I guess you're the stand-in until he gets here or she gets here.
Yeah. Well, if I got any say in it, you'll never learn to do more than that. Vicissitude is not something you want to get better at.
But it's a part of me.
It's a part of you. But so, killing is a part of anyone. It's really easy to murder people. Doesn't mean you should be doing it. Once you've done it, you've opened the door. It'll be easier. And before you know it, human or not, you'll be making furniture out of people. And I'm not saying that as a joke.
I know, Anthony, you never joking.
No,
You should lighten
I
up
don't.
sometimes.
I need to get going anyway. Go
Ooh,
warm
do
up
I get to drive?
Yes, go warm up the car. I'll
Warm up the car. What year is it? Cars don't need to be warmed up anymore. Plus, we live in Myrtle Beach.
just go, please.
And Stella just sort of nudges you, elbows you, and heads outside.
All right. So remind me, is Azaria in the room?
No, Azaria is not here. You have her in your secured location
Good.
at the hotel you stay at.
So the only thing in here, I'm the only one left in the room.
As far as you know.
All right. I'm going to produce a pocket knife and I'm going to cut up that painting of my grandsire before we leave.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't take any time.
No.
It's very old and crumbles at the edges as you do this.
Should have felt good, but it didn't really feel like anything. So let's just get going.
You just leave the pliers on the floor?
Yep.
All right. So you head out with Stella.
Actually,
see.
I'll take one small piece with me. I'll
Which
cut them off.
piece? Which body part?
Her face.
The face of Azaria or Julie de Bonnier when she was still alive.
Yes.
All right. You head out to the car, and it is a bit of a drive. You are all the way down in the Market Commons, what was once Camarilla territory before the Baron got here. So you have a bit of a drive to go. So we move our scene now to the Oceanside Motel, where Theo and Sawyer sit and wait for some thin blood Tom called Anthony to come and remove Morgan's body from the hotel. Astrid and Tom have made their egress, and you two are alone in this room.
Whew. Well, was not expecting that.
No. That went a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, I was a little concerned seeing more people in the parking lot.
Like I said, I thought maybe he decided that, a night was too long.
Yeah, I would not put it past him. Well, I guess now we wait. Are you doing any better?
I think I'm doing. I'm okay, Theo. Like it was better. There's part of me that would really like to just go back and just sit, so I can't feel it,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm probably the worst out of all of us to be, It's probably very unfortunate to have me consoling you out of everybody. But yeah, whatever you need that I can provide, I'm here. I'll take care of it.
Sawyer's gonna kind of reach out their hand to grab Theo's.
I will take it.
No,
I'll kiss it, the top of it. It's okay.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too. No place I'd rather be, given the circumstances.
The circumstances really, really fucking suck.
Yeah, no kidding. Whew. And I thought seeing Harley here was my biggest concern. Remember that?
Yeah, Harley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was
I wonder what happened.
to him. Yeah,
Maybe she ate him.
maybe. I mean, I read that werewolves eat people, but I'm very surprised. Like, everything I learned in academia is mostly wrong, or at least inaccurate, or
I mean,
different.
Got a better idea of what's going on than the rest of us. Probably.
Like to think I do.
Yeah, you put on a good show, if anything.
I'm sorry.
You put on a good show, if anything. I was making a joke.
Oh no! It's all part of the mask.
I'm really tired of
Theo
this.
and Sawyer, wits and awareness, please.
200. Okay.
Sawyer, you too. Wits and awareness.
Wits and awareness? Okay. All right.
Oh, sorry.
This is gonna go great. The curse of
Mhm.
Sawyer lives on. We'll see. It's 5.
4.
This will just determine how startled you are.
Perfect. Okay. 3.
Oh.
So, as you two are talking, both of you suddenly become aware that there is a noise in the bathroom.
Sawyer's gonna kind of jump up and get between Theo and the bathroom.
We're supposed to be alone.
Yeah, we are supposed to be.
Is there like a lamp or something?
There's 2 lamps right beside the 4-poster bed that has a pirate's wheel on it.
Should we back up? Should we see what it is?
I think you should stay back a bit based on what got said.
Oh yeah.
And then Sawyer's gonna creep forward and kind of listen to see what they can hear.
You hear a slight shuffling, and then you notice someone is reaching for the handle from the inside.
Sawyer's gonna jump up, grab the door handle, and pull, like, keep the door shut and be like, all right, who's there? I'm done with fucking surprises. And that blood starts to rise up.
Tex, you hear Sawyer yelling, all right, who's in there? And you can't open the door right now.
It's me.
Oh shit! Just opens the door and like flings themselves around Tex.
Yeah, we'll
You
go
see
over there
Tex?
too and get it on that.
Oh my
You
god!
see Tex wearing exactly the clothes that they were wearing the last time you saw them, which was over 24 hours ago. And in their hand are 3 sugar cubes.
Tex, what happened? Like
Where'd
Sawyer's
you go?
checking them over. Like you disappeared, and like we were trying to figure out where you went, but then
I figured you'd skip town. I
your
couldn't blame you if
car
you
was
did.
gone. That's true.
Why is my car gone? That's one question too. I sort of did this thing, whatever things we can do, and then I did an extra thing. I took a side step to, we can talk about that later. Where is everybody else? What's going on? Somebody,
That.
where is everybody? We can talk about that later.
So Ramon, we were walking away from, we went back to Club Karma,
and went and talked to that. So Frankie's the one that caused this.
Mhm. The one who told us to get ice. Yeah, he killed us.
Yeah.
Or he had people. Yeah, and then
Or
he turned us rather.
saved us.
Saved
said-
us.
Yeah, no, and we met this guy, and Tex, I don't think I trust him.
No, not in the slightest.
But his
Yeah.
name's Baron. What? And then Ruby stayed back to talk with him, so she should be back sometime soon. Hopefully. If not, we're gonna go get her because
Mhm.
after everything that Astrid said.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure if we're stuck like this, at least we're together and we're safe.
Mhm. Yeah, and Ramon, I saw that he stayed back, but I also he
might
looks very flighty and like he has something on his mind. So I don't know where he went or if he's still there.
I mean, given what we got told, that's a lot to process. With Mama Flores and
Yeah. If I had to guess, that's where he went.
he might still be on the beach, but we're gonna try and get a phone once the guy shows up, and
Mhm.
and you know how you know Esther showed up and all that.
Yeah.
Morgan's dead. Morgan. I jumped on her and then Ruby.
You know, I was there. You don't have to. I'm so sorry.
And
I'll quietly just kind of go up to Sawyer and bring their head to my shoulder. It's okay. Do you need to sit down?
Sawyer loses it and kind of sits down.
Tex, do you join in on that group hug?
Please.
As Sawyer breaks down.
They are going to like maneuver to the bed, but they feel still awful about everything.
Yeah.
You were there, Tex. You did see everything that happened to Morgan before you went into the weird. That moment, as Sawyer is breaking down, Ramon, you arrive in Horace's, or Razor as he prefers to be called, in his very gross, old, busted pickup truck. Barely make it. You're pretty sure the hubcap is about to fall off as you turn into the hotel, and plus you were probably driving too fast.
Probably.
You still have Victoria's words ringing in your ears, warning you that should you not recover Esther in a timely fashion, she's very likely to die.
Then the scent of moldy leather is the least of my concerns, and I will lock the vehicle as I exit. Don't need to be owing Razor any larger of a boon that I already owe him. And I will rush up to the room, hoping that my friends have returned.
You see everyone but Ruby. You see Sawyer crying tears, real tears. You see Theo and Tex attempting to comfort them.
Tex.
Ramon? Oh shit.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hi. Where were you? And I'll run up to Tex and give him a hug.
I was around. I went somewhere else entirely, but I'm here. That's all that matters, and I'll explain that later when it makes sense. But not right now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Where's Ruby?
The last time she was still on the beach. Last time.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were gonna stay with her or go, but I haven't seen her since we were at the beach.
I made a stupid decision, but I was corrected. It's Are you guys okay?
Yeah, I mean I'm fine. Arm still hurts. Oh yeah, I can die, by
Yeah.
injuries. So this isn't getting any better.
We met Hunter's girlfriend. She's
It's real nice.
she's
She can do magic.
Oh.
yeah. We're gonna learn magic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
Good trade off. Yeah.
right on. I think that Ramon will kind of awkwardly reach for Sawyer's shoulder and then kind of just like finally settle.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll reach up and just. Yeah. Sorry. We have someone on the way here to Astrid and Tom. Tom's like us, actually. He's the one that's gonna help us. But there's where'd you put her, Ramon?
She's stashed in one of the other rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, someone's coming to help with that. What are you saying?
I met someone too. I'm glad someone's coming to help, but we have as crass as it is, a living issue. I met one of Hunter's friends. His name is Galen. Another very scary, very I'm assuming powerful woman, Victoria. I was given some advice. We need to go find Esther, and I think it's just a lot. Ruby's in immediate danger. Between myself and you guys, Esther's the least of my worries right now. Ruby is in danger, but I know that Ruby would want Esther safe.
Right.
Okay. What was Ruby in danger? Is it that Baron asshole? Because we just learned a lot about him.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
So did I. And I'm worried about having drank from Frankie, and you guys were the smart ones.
Theo's always been the smartest of us. So
Listen.
But Ruby, I think, really bought into his message, and I mean, why wouldn't she? But
Yeah.
he kept them in cage. He kept people like us, or not people like us, in cages.
I heard.
Like,
I heard. We need to get her out of there. She's going to be used up until she's no longer useful, and we have to get her out of there, and then we can worry about Esther.
Tex, are you anywhere near the window?
Sure, why not?
They're talking about things that it's a lot of information for you, especially since you weren't technically here for the last 24 hours. And as you are sort of trying to process everything and backing up and wondering if you're going to disappear again, like you did before, once the panic rises in you of all this information, you look out the window and you see someone pulling up in your car. You can see that it is indeed Ruby as your car.
Well, we don't have to worry about Ruby. She's
What?
here with my car.
Oh, okay.
what? Oh,
Yay.
Hey.
Ruby, you pull in. You've taken the time to change your clothes, put on deodorant, spruce yourself up a little bit. You're looking a little bit better than your compatriots will be, perhaps. And do you head right on up?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you knock or you just head in?
I just go ahead and burst through the door, and I've kind of got a better attitude to where I go, surprise, bitches!
Ruby! Oh my
Hey.
gosh. Great to see you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't all that long ago we saw each other. I got the car. And then I just noticed Tex and what the fuck? And I pretty much glump him. Where the fuck have you been?
I've been places. Where have you been? You look like $1 million. What's
No
what's
kidding.
new with you?
Well, so I was talking with with Baron Kanati and Frankie, and Frankie actually did us a solid because while we were recovering, he moved your car so it wouldn't get towed. So I went and picked up the car, and that's why I figured go ahead, freshen up. So I got some deodorant, dry shampoo. I changed my shirt and all that. So
you, is he?
no.
He's not.
No, but I got all of our stuff back.
And you didn't tell Frankie and the Baron that we're here, right?
Here at this hotel?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, thank God.
Why?
Ruby,
What's up?
I'm so happy for you. I'm so glad that you're glowing and you're having a great time. I'm just gonna take a couple steps back, just a little syllables. When you said Frankie did us a favor, let's can we take a second to?
Well, yeah, the favor with the car because while we were kind of recovering from him kind of reviving us, he made, and when he saw that we got picked up by Ramon's sister, he went ahead and did us a solid by moving your car so it wouldn't get towed. So we got our stuff back.
Good on him.
Wow. Yeah. I guess that's worth our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's like it's like they said, he brought us back to life, right?
He got us killed, Ruby.
We
He
would
got
not.
us fucking killed. He's the one who put us in this position, and then he's gonna use us as fucking cannon fodder.
But no, it's okay because he did us a favor and got my car moved. So, because tolls are the most important things in my life right now, other than losing it.
No, that's not. I don't think the situation's as black as white as we originally thought.
Life and death is pretty black and white if we want to be technical about it.
Look, I was really pissed off at Frankie earlier. I was. You saw. I attempted to beat the shit out of him. I did get that one good punch in his face, but I hated the fact that what we are and all that. But what's done is done, and we're like this, so we can use it. We can use this to our advantage. We can actually, the way we are, like, there's so much more that we can do now than we could then back then. So yeah, it sucks that we died.
Ruby, they're lying to you.
What?
They sold you a fake dream. You feel this way because you drank Frankie's blood. I feel it too.
What do you mean a fake dream?
It's a lie, Ruby. It's a nice picture of freedom, but you know what? It's all a lie, Ruby. We're like this because it's to his advantage to have fucking soldiers. Yeah, it's freedom and everything, but
we're nothing
how long?
more than blunt instruments to be swung around like weapons to him. The dude that you think is all about freedom and preaching, independence, he kept people in cages, Ruby.
Like our people. Duskborn.
Sent them on suicide missions with his whole speech about everything, which I get it.
No.
I felt it.
It was Hunter and some three-eyed dude that kept people in cages.
No, that's not the whole story, Ruby.
No, you want to know this whole story? Hunter, who you think is all cool because you drink from him, by the way, you realize he's dating the child or girlfriend or whatever of the Chimera Prince, the people that make us get brands or just flat out kill us.
Yeah,
That's who he's dating.
Yeah, no, I got to meet her. She's great, actually.
Met her. She was very helpful. nothing. Politics had nothing to do with that conversation.
Politics had nothing to do with it. She's connected to that group who wants to kill people like us.
We're not asking you to join that group, Ruby. We just
No.
need you to not be near Kananti or Frankie. They are liars.
How do we know that any of them are telling the truth?
I mean, that's a fair question.
I don't trust anybody. But I know that he is lying. They are lying. And you're right.
How?
This three-eyed dude, I met him tonight. His name's Galen, and he's not the best. None of them are. They're all shitty people. But
Well, maybe it's like picking the lesser of the two evils, you know?
Kananti is the worst.
Yeah.
How do we know that? Because people who are in positions of power, like the guy who's dating the prince's daughter, and then Galen, who, from what I understand, is the baron, is the supposed baron of the city, who's got a position and is maybe threatened by the fact that somebody wants to get rid of all positions like that. How do we know that we can trust these assholes and not?
I'm trusting the information based on, for her name's Astrid, by the way. She didn't try and sell us this picturesque story. She said it's fucking terrible. She told us what would happen. She told us all about the branding and all that.
Galen admitted
She told
what
us
he did.
all the bad shit and didn't try and sell us on this stream, and was talking about how we should stick together because, while I don't really trust any of them, I do trust Hunter, but I know why. Why don't you trust us, Ruby, with what we're telling you?
I do trust y'all. It's them I don't.
Galen admitted what he did. And
So why are you trusting the Baron?
I'm not trusting him. It's just I've been waiting for an opportunity my entire life to actually go out there and do something good, and somebody actually maybe has a route to do it. And you know what? If I die, fuck it, I die, because I've already lost everything.
I've been there. I had my whole dreams handed to me by somebody, and you know what they did? They used me.
Yeah.
What if we have this opportunity? What if this was something, what if this was the universe, Like, what if we were meant to be something better than what we were?
the universe didn't have this planned. Some asshole who thinks he's a revolutionary did, Ruby. And if you don't trust Galen or Astrid, that's fine. And if you want to live this dream, you want to topple a tower and reduce patriarchy to ashes, that's fine. And you're right, we have the power to do that now. But we don't need a fucking sponsor like that.
Yeah.
That moment, Anthony, you arrive at the Oceanside Hotel with your child Stella behind the wheel. Would you look at that? They're arguing up there with their curtains open.
Well, I suppose my initial fear that they may be a threat. We'll see.
Oh, come on. You've met those Thin Bloods at Hunter's place. They're nice.
They burned down Hunter's place.
Not those ones. Those ones weren't nice.
They were Thin Bloods.
Yes, but sorry, you and Azaria are nothing alike, and you're both Samitsi.
That's fair. That's a fair
I know.
assessment.
It's called learning.
You're really good at that.
Thank you.
Well then, let's get this over with. Bring the bag in the trunk as well. Put it
Got
outside
it.
the door. Don't let them see it.
Oh, okay, but I'm pretty sure they're going to see us as soon as we start walking up the stairs. That window is huge. I don't even know why Caden wouldn't cover that one up.
then wait in the car until I start talking to them, then bring the bag up and hide it outside the door.
Okay.
Good. I get out of the car, look at my reflection for a second, and then head upstairs.
As you approach upstairs, you can hear the arguing. It gets louder and louder. It seems that 4 of these voices are arguing against one of these voices, and the name Ruby gets thrown around a lot. Ruby, why don't you trust us? Ruby, Kananti is evil, is the bad guy. As you approach.
I will simply stand in the doorway and wait until they notice me.
Wits and awareness, everyone.
I'm still at 0 hunger, right?
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh, wolf.
Sorry.
None.
Sorry, Az. None. Theo, you
Sorry.
are too engrossed in the argument to notice.
Wait.
Sawyer,
What?
you are too engrossed and emotional to notice.
Yeah.
2 with a bestial failure if I...
If you only get a bestial failure if it's all failures.
Oh, track it. Yep. My bad.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I mean, I crit with a 7.
Wow.
Go, Tex!
Okay.
I got
Wow. Okay. So everyone else too engrossed in the argument. Ruby, you feel like you are being attacked. You're getting a little upset here. Everyone is ganging up on you. You don't know why. Theo, Sawyer, and Ramon are doing everything that they can to convince you of the things that they talked about with other people, trying to convince you of their own truths. Tex, you weren't even here. You don't know any of these people besides Frankie. So you're, again, doing your best not to fall into wherever it was that you were, but you're also trying to be aware of anything coming around outside. And you look out the window and you see a man standing there. Anthony, would you like to explain what you look like, what Tex sees when they see you?
Of course, Anthony Tulip is a utterly unremarkable man. No hair, short beard, wears a dress shirt, rolled up sleeves, as well as a black vest on top of that. Shirt is white. He is looking up at the window at you. Black circular sunglasses hiding his eyes, fairly similar to what you see here. And there is not a sign of an expression on his face, except perhaps jaws firmly set as he meets your eyes.
He is just standing outside of the hotel room door, looking back at you through the window.
Yeah, we have company, I think.
Someone else. Oh wait, that's the person. That must be
Oh,
the person.
I turn around and I go, Jesus! Hi.
Sawyer's
Am I
gonna
allowed to
open the
enter?
door.
Yes, please.
Good. Didn't want to interrupt your little argument there. You seem to be preoccupied. I can
Oh.
come back later if it's an inopportune moment.
Who the hell are you?
Anthony Tulip. Hunter sent me.
Hi.
Oh,
Thank you for coming.
No, please come in. I'm Theodora. Lovely to meet you.
Ruby.
Theodora, Ruby,
Sawyer.
Sawyer,
Tex.
Tex, and Ramon. Very nice to meet you. You had a body that you needed to dispose of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
that's kind of my fault.
Yeah.
Explain.
Basically,
Wasn't
a couple. No, it was. A couple people that we know found us, and one of them was getting an attitude, and a couple of us were hungry, and I
You killed her.
I understand. I am trying to see if Ruby is lying.
Mhm.
I will roll for this, or
What's in it?
hiding any extra
What's it?
truths.
Wits and insight.
course. Let me just get
Ruby, manipulation, and subterfuge.
my
Excuse me.
wits and insight.
Mhm.
Of course, let me.
Manipulation.
Subterfuge.
Subterfuge. Which I have. So one whole die.
I will use a. I will boost as well.
Mhm.
So
Rustic.
yes, we'll do a rouse check as well. Let's see here. Rouse.
And that's a failure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see here what my roll is. I rolled a 1, my hunger. Oh, actually, that is a success. I rolled a 7. And I got 4 successes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can tell that Ruby is telling the truth, but based on the way that they are talking, you are aware that Ruby does not feel bad about it. Likely, Ruby's soul has taken a hit from this, and they do not regret killing Morgan.
I understand. Unfortunate, these things happen. I'm assuming you are aware of your condition.
Keenly.
Who was this person that you killed?
Her name's Morgan.
An associate of yours, then? Friend?
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife? Is your connection known to the local authorities? Do they know that you are related like this?
I don't think the local authorities know about this
No.
death.
Is Morgan's presence in this town known to local authorities? Do you know this?
I don't think so.
Not to the
Authorities,
local
no.
authorities, but
Potentially another vampire.
We did our best to cover the tracks so far. We took the deceased's phone and sent it off on an Uber Black. Make it look like I'm still on the move if anyone checks GPS.
Good. Good thinking.
Watch a lot of cop shows.
yeah.
You also happen to be in the Grand Strand where people disappear often, which is also good for you. Now, who knew that this person, this Morgan, was it? Was I told this?
Mhm.
Yes. Who knew that they were coming here?
They surprised the fuck out of us, to be honest.
Morgan was in contact with our boss.
And your boss is?
One, Caitlin Longhorn, and the word that came to mind was La Sombra, whatever that means.
I didn't know until Theo did that thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck is La Sombra?
So if I understand this correctly, this Morgan was in contact with a La Sombra before they came here.
Theo, what did she call it? Thrall?
A ghoul?
Ghoul.
A ghoul. That makes the entire situation exceedingly more complicated.
Why?
Because you just killed someone's property.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
We're from Georgia, so
Athens.
does it make it worse or better that it's not in the city?
Well, since the Grand Strand and its surroundings is having a little bit of a renovation in terms of power structure, it's pretty hard to tell. This La Sombra, your boss, what was their name again?
Caitlin Longhorn.
Caitlin Longhorn. She's from around here.
No,
No, Georgia.
not that I know
Oh,
of.
she's from
actually.
Georgia.
Yeah.
We're all from Athens, Georgia.
You're all from there, and you just decided to come to the coast for some.
We were.
I
on-
just
It was supposed to be just a trip. It was supposed to be.
Yeah.
A weekend trip.
I just
Vacation.
graduated.
And then fucking Frankie and Baron Canati and their
Wait, Baron Cananti, Frankie. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah,
No, we
yeah.
don't know if
Let's
Baron was
Let's go get
involved.
some fucking ice, and then everything will be just grand, right? Sorry. I
You're okay.
It's all right.
um,
Take a breath. We
and Sawyer does.
Yes, Anthony, you watch Sawyer take a breath, and not the type where you've noticed young vampires, neonates, fledglings attempt to breathe when they realize they no longer need to. Sawyer can breathe with ease, and it comes naturally to them. They blink and move their shoulders, and there is a glow to their skin, unlike the rest of them.
Sawyer, right?
Yeah.
You fed this body as well.
I kind of lost it, and I'm bitter. I didn't get a whole lot before Ruby.
All right. Well, this is an interesting situation.
Yeah.
You spoke to Hunter, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Met
And
him
he,
last night.
yeah, sorry. Go on.
Oh, I said just met him last night.
Yeah, we
And,
met Hunter, and he set us up here with Caden dropped us off.
And you told him about your run-ins with this Frankie and Conanti.
Yes.
Well,
Alright.
we hadn't actually met Kananti, just Frankie. I should probably
Alright.
call Hunter.
We just met Baron Kanani just a couple hours ago.
So, who was it that turned you?
Frankie.
Frankie.
According to Frankie, he brought us back. That was his words.
All
Save.
right.
Saved us.
You are, and I'm going to put this bluntly, exceedingly lucky right now that this city is not run by an organization known as the Camarilla, because you would not survive this night.
Where?
So I've heard.
It's good. Hunter told you.
Hunter and Astrid.
Baron Kanani told me.
Astrid talked to you.
Yes, we met Astrid not too long ago.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, then I don't need to give you the rundown, I suppose.
She made it pretty clear about the Camarilla. Yeah.
Cam is fine. Doesn't really matter now. Most of them are a little preoccupied if they're still alive. However, before we handled the body and the fact that the owner of said property is not in this town right now makes it a lot easier to deal with. However, you should be aware that this Caitlin Longhorn will most likely consider you the killers by default if she sent this what's her name?
Morgan.
Her name.
Morgan.
Morgan.
She will consider you the prime suspects in this. How much do you know about Caitlin Longhorn?
I worked for her for, I think it's been 6 years now, Huddy?
Hmm?
Yeah. I've worked for her for the past 6 years or so. I didn't know.
One thing that you do know about Caitlin Longhorn is, unlike the rest of your production team at the company in Athens, Caitlin Longhorn is the only person that you have never had a video call with, that never had a video meeting with. Whenever you have seen Caitlin has come in person, or you've gone to their high-rise penthouse, not an office building, but to their apartment once.
Yeah, we didn't. Like, I always used to have to, get paperwork done, and then Morgan would pick it up, and she'd come into the office sometimes, but she didn't really, I didn't get a whole lot of phone calls, or she never really joined the conference meetings. So.
And this Morgan, you killed her. And was she attacking you? Was she threatening you?
Well, she was being a bitch.
Sadly,
Riza
not a
killed
crime.
someone.
No.
See.
she-
So it was an accident. It was not provoked, except that she was a bitch.
She was.
I can't. I need a minute. And Sawyer's gonna walk off, for a moment.
Take your time.
When Sawyer leaves, I kind of lower my voice a bit and I tell Anthony, I did it on accident. The beast, I think it's called. I was really hungry at the time, but at the same time, she was a piece of shit human being. She was manipulative. She was verbally, mentally, financially abusive towards him. So as much as I would like to, unfortunately, I don't feel as bad as I probably should.
That's understandable, but also something you should be worrying about. Don't make it a habit.
What do you mean worry about?
Do you were aware of this beast then? That took over.
Yeah, I kind of point to Ramon. I kind of bit him on the neck at Hunter's.
Yes.
I don't have any fangs, though.
I'll be very quick and brief about this because it will become painfully obvious for you in the next couple of years, but our kind and your kind, I would assume most of you, I have little experience with Thin Bloods. However, we have something called the beast within us. When we lose control, when we become too hungry, too angry, or too afraid, we will succumb to the beast. And when we do that, or when we commit acts that goes against human decency, our values, our morals, we lose a small piece of ourselves to this beast. And if you allow it to take control of you, you will no longer remember what it's like to be human. There are ways to circumvent that, none of which you should pursue. Hold on to your humanity. Feel bad. Force yourself to feel bad for what you have done because you have killed a human being. That is not something you can change or take back. Let it haunt you. Remember it. Remember her face.
So I'm supposed to just drive myself mad for something that I couldn't even help?
Welcome to being one of us. It's either that or go out into the sun. You can do that if you want to.
Anthony, you hear Stella starting to come up the stairs behind you. I'm sorry, I got sick of waiting, and
That's
I've
fine.
heard that lesson so many times. I thought maybe I would stand behind you and mouth it as you said it.
This is Stella.
Hi.
She's an associate of mine. She's somewhat older than you are. You will most likely find her more relatable.
Stella holds her hand out. First to you, Tex. Hi, I'm Stella.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Tex.
Did he tell you what clan we are? You know you're supposed to say that, Anthony. Or at least that's what Azaria told me. You're supposed to tell people what clan you are.
Yeah, Azaria told you to do that. I'm going to tell you, you don't need to do that. You don't need to tell anyone anything.
Oh. Well, I want to tell them. We're clan Samitsi. It's fun to say.
That's a word.
It
Yeah.
is indeed a word.
Yeah, that's a word, all right.
What is that? That's like, I don't even know where that. Like, where does that stem from?
I don't know. What do you think? Polish?
Corporations.
Wherever that is.
Mountain range in Central Europe.
Interesting.
He is just full of fun facts to know and share.
Wow, fascinating.
So, about the body.
Yes. Well, there's multiple ways we can do this. You've got the body stored somewhere, I'm assuming.
It's in one of the other rooms, yeah.
All right. I'll deal with it. You don't have to worry about it. Unless you want to know where I put it.
No.
No.
Anthony, what are you
Just-
planning on doing with it? Are you gonna fold it up, make it into a little square, and bury it in the ground, or are we gonna go down to the alligators and strap some hams to it?
Alligators don't eat bodies.
They will if you put enough ham on them.
Can I make one request if it's possible?
Of course.
Seeing as this is my fault. For Sawyer's sake, can it be disposed with some sort of dignity?
That will make it harder. Are you
Mm.
sure?
If possible.
It's I used to be a homicide detective. It's really important that all of the body is gone. And what Anthony and what I'm learning to do is we can sort of make that body look like it ain't even a body no more.
Whatever. I'm with Ruby. Some semblance of respect.
I mean, can she be cremated?
We don't do well with fire.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like I said, if it's possible, I understand there are circumstances, but if possible, I think I kind of owe Sawyer on that one.
It's possible. It's doable. I will do my best.
Thank you.
I don't mean to have been eavesdropping on your conversation, but didn't you say 2 people showed up at your door? Did you just kill one of them?
We're handling the other.
What does that mean?
We're handling it.
I've been
Are we?
Stella, Ruby,
You're being awfully confrontational.
composure and resolve.
What was that, Huddy?
Composure and resolve. Excuse me, intelligence and resolve.
Intelligence.
3, 3.
1.
Okay. So Stella does not like your attitude, and she definitely doesn't like that you talked to Anthony in the way that you did. And she looks at you and she says, "Why don't you go sit down?" And you feel like you should go sit down on the bed in the room.
Do we pick up that it was vamp shit?
Most likely. You've seen it now a few times.
Don't do that.
First, you don't get to talk to us like you fucking own the place. We're doing you a favor. If you want to leave a body here with y'all, we could,
No,
and you would have to deal with it.
And I understand that, but we are taking care of it, and I'm sorry. We've been through
No,
a lot.
I'm sorry. She needs to sit down and she needs to relax for a little bit, because the things that she's saying about human beings and the things that she's saying to Anthony is not okay when we're here to do you a favor. Now, I was asking about the second person. Where are they?
I'm taking care of it. Just because you're doing us a favor doesn't mean you own us.
No one's trying to own you. We're trying to help you, but we can't help you if you don't tell us the whole truth.
She's gone. She left. We're gonna go get her back. Galen instructed me to do it myself.
Galen told you to do it.
Yes,
Hold
When
on.
did you speak to him, and what did you speak about?
tonight.
You see Stella pull out her phone, and you see her turn around and make a call.
When she turns around, am I kind of snap?
Yes, I would say that would break her concentration. Sure.
Vampire bullshit again.
To answer your question, Mr. Tulip, we discussed a lot of things. But correcting my mistakes was a lot of it.
Well, I'm going to wait until Stella gets back to me. I'm assuming you're calling Galen.
Yes. And she hangs up the phone. Galen says that there was another person here that they let go, that they showed them their fangs, told them they were vampires.
In what world is that a smart thing to do you think?
In a world where we're brand fucking new.
All
I
right.
wanted to exhibit some of that humanity that you're so concerned about.
Yeah.
Scaring people away is not humanity.
Neither is killing them. And that's what I'm imagining. That's what I was warned would happen if we don't take care of it.
By Galen.
By Galen.
I see.
What did Galen suggest we do when we get her back?
I was going to talk to you about it.
Galen told me that Anthony, you can mess with minds. Apparently, he told them to get her back and bring her to you at some point.
To do what?
Make her forget that you showed her your fangs and told her you were vampires.
You can make her forget?
I can make her forget that she's a person as well. But I'm not going to do that.
I appreciate that.
That seems very helpful.
Stella grabs your arm, Anthony, and pulls you aside. We're doing a lot of this on faith. This is a lot of favors to be doing for Hunter without any boons being exchanged. I don't know if I feel comfortable with all this.
You can go if you want to. I don't work with boons.
That's not what you were telling Mr. Contreras.
Go to the car and wait there.
This is all bad
Or
news,
leave.
Anthony. This is going to be bad if you don't get them to at least give you something in exchange. At least make them promise not to, I don't know, kill anyone.
Do we hear any of this? Or are they kind of...
I don't bother being quiet.
Certainly.
It's not like I do this shit on purpose. I'm not trying to kill people.
You don't have the benefit of having a sire, or at least a Malwa. What on earth are we going to do with y'all?
Whatever,
Not my fault.
whatever favor you need done, whatever boon you need, I'll deliver.
You work for Hunter. If he tells you to jump, you ask how high.
Certainly.
That's the only thing I'm going to ask of you. Hunter will handle you.
Stella visibly rolls her eyes.
So at this point, Sawyer wanders back.
Mhm.
Sorry about that. What did Hunter need?
Apparently, Anthony is not going to ask anything of any y'all for helping get rid of Esther's memories whenever, if ever, you get her back, and getting rid of a body for you, except to do whatever Hunter says.
Done.
We'll speak with Hunter, but Mr. Tulip, Stella, was it?
Mm.
You guys may not want boons or favors, but I can assure you that this won't be forgotten. If that's any consolation at all, and you can record that in whatever record book you keep you guys' boon system in.
I do wonder.
Can I ask you one thing, Ramon? And the rest of you as well. What do you plan to do about Frankie and Baron Cananti?
Hadn't thought that far ahead.
If Frankie takes and is just saving people, that should come to an end.
Yes.
I agree. That's all I wanted to hear. I'm...
No, sorry.
Yes.
Please
No,
continue.
go ahead.
I think I would need to roll for what I want to say. Again, Storyteller.
Yes, you would.
Uh,
Willpower only. Stella seems satisfied at their answers. Well, that's something, I guess. If not a boon.
And anything that you need in regards to Morgan,
Morgan will be handled very respectfully.
thank you.
Ramon, you can say what you want to say.
I'm gonna kill Frankie.
Good. I'll help you do it.
Word of advice, don't let him touch you.
Yeah, I learned that earlier.
Yeah, there's something about Frankie.
Sounds like a movie title.
It does.
Maybe
What
it's a soundtrack I worked on, actually. It might have not been my own idea.
I strongly advise you stay away from Baron Cananti.
Yeah, he we were gonna show up and we were gonna take and beat the fuck out of Frankie. Well, Ruby was gonna beat the fuck.
Yeah, I'm not beating
She
anybody.
kind of did. No, you should stay safe. Yeah.
Can I ask?
We gotten like we walked up and then everything changed and I just wanted to hang out with him and have. Yeah.
He did actually let me get one good punch in Frankie, but I do need to ask, what is so bad about Baron Canati?
Actually, Astrid said that we should talk to you about why he's so bad.
Because from what I understand, he ain't doing anything different than from your other friends of keeping people in cages and blood bonding.
Stella visibly laughs.
Who else is keeping people in cages and blood bonding them?
From what I understand, somebody with 3 eyes and Hunter.
And who
Because
told
Frankie's
you this?
an asshole.
Frankie told you this.
Well, according to Ramon, apparently Galen, this Galen guy, the guy with the 3 eyes, admitted it.
Yes, Anthony, you recall that Galen
right.
kept Frankie in a cage
did
and
do
blood
that.
bonded him.
I'm not, of course, not saying that out loud.
Mhm.
I will merely nod and say, well, I would be remiss not to say that keeping people in cages is surprisingly more common in our, I do not like to use the term society, but suffice to say, there are many different approaches to what we are. We have been around for a long time, as you can most certainly imagine, and there are differences of opinions on how to deal with humanity, how to deal with our nature and our relationship with our ancestors. Baron Cananti and his lackey, Frankie, are of the opinion that the people around us, the ones that we came from, never forget that you were human once. In some certain ways still are. That the people we came from are worth nothing more than the blood inside of their veins. These people, Baron Cananti and his kind, would love nothing more than to openly show humanity how fantastically amazing their powers are. They would love nothing more than to rule it over the weaker ones and forget where they came from. So it's a matter of what you like to do. Would you like to be who you still are, or would you like to become a monster?
But Baron Canati talked about something called the Masquerade. How it's good to kind of keep people at a distance.
I'm struggling to find a good analogy for this, but the Masquerade is important for many different reasons. There's not really that much time to go through it, but there is something called the Second Inquisition. I'm sure you can imagine what that is, aside from it's humanity fighting back against our kind. In this time, this age with smartphones, with live streaming, it's almost impossible to ensure that our kind is not sometimes accidentally discovered. Baron Cananti is a firm believer that you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. He wants people to work for him. He will become your friend. He will give you boons and favors, and he will tell you that you should be your own ruler, that you should be in charge of your destiny. I believe he's right. I don't believe in his methods, and I certainly don't believe in his end goal, which is, of course, the tearing of the masquerade, the destruction of humanity in the Second Inquisition, and the total domination and rulership of Cainites over Cain.
But you agree with freedom.
I agree with freedom. I believe it's no one's business to tell you what you should or shouldn't do, aside from don't fuck other people over. It doesn't really work that well, but I still think there's hope for it.
Just gonna side glance at Ruby and see if that message is getting received at all.
I'm just kind of looking down of almost shame of maybe feeling like a little confusion, but mostly like, man, did I really just let some snake oil salesman try to get an over one on me?
Do I notice this kind of reaction? Yes. I will add to this to say that Baron Canante has been doing this for longer than any of you have been alive. Don't feel bad.
He's probably been doing this longer than anyone in the Grand Strand has been alive.
Yes.
He did say it was rude to ask people's ages.
Only old people will say that.
Yeah, that's what I've found. I mean, it's a
For
little-
lack of a better term, and I don't know if you know this term, y'all were basically shovel-headed.
What's shovel head?
Shuffle-headed.
Stella
Means
looks
you
at
were basically turned against your will, put through a meat grinder, and you survived against all odds. It means you have no understanding of what this is. Your embrace was rushed, emotionless. Basically, you're meat for the grinder.
So not exactly like a term of endearment.
Not exactly, but I can relate.
It makes sense with what we got told, Theo.
It sure does.
It's a pretty common tactic for people like the Baron. I don't really like calling him that, but Canante, he's part of the Sabbat.
Yeah, we got told to ask you about them, so thank you for sharing.
Of course, the more you know, the easier it is to stay out of trouble.
The more you know, the more you can do to keep yourself safe. And Sawyer's kind of looking at Theo about the conversation that they've had.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power.
Always. And being able to use it.
Wits awareness, Anthony.
Of course.
Yeah. Our clan used to be leaders in the Sabbat. Spiritual leaders, I guess is what you'd call it, but times have changed. Canante is a clan called the Ministry, or Snakes, some people call them.
That makes sense with the eyes.
Yes.
3 successes.
You notice that Theo has injuries on their arm that look very human. And either Theo does not know how to heal themselves, or, as you have heard amongst Duskborn, Theo cannot heal themselves. You're not sure which one.
Theodora, was it?
Yes.
Yes. Those wounds, how old are they?
2 nights, 2 days, nights.
2 nights, right. Has anyone else of you been hurt during this time?
So Sawyer's gonna take and pull back their flannel where they got burned down the side of their arm.
Yeah, fire is really, really bad. Fire and sunlight will kill you very fast.
Yeah.
I got the shit beaten out of me by Frankie. It was a mutual fight, but I got a blood bag to kind of help patch up my wounds.
And Ramon, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I'm a little injured, but it's not too terrible.
All right. Has anyone instructed you how to recover or to mend your wounds? We'll look at Theodora specifically.
No one has told any of you how to heal should you become injured.
I was just told that I sustain injuries like a human, actually. That I could die very easily.
That is unfortunate. However, that is also a boon for you. It means there's less risk of you being discovered.
I'll take it.
The 5 of you are Thin Bloods. That means that some of our rules don't apply. You, Sawyer, you were breathing. We can emulate breathing fairly well, but doing it on reflex, needing to do it, that's a different thing entirely.
Yeah,
The
they
strength.
talked about my heart beating isn't supposed to.
Certainly not. We're dead. We're organically dead. I would strongly advise that you keep your true natures to yourself, that you explore your differences, because there will be. Being a thin blood means that it's basically, if you pardon the term, crapshoot, what you end up with. You don't have a clan. You don't have some of our weaknesses. Walking in the sun, of course, is absolutely lethal, but some of you might even be able to do it. Don't test it unless you really have to.
Stella juts a finger over to Ramon. And how is this one supposed to not break the masquerade? You see Ramon, although he's trying to cover it with a bandana, he seems to be putrefying underneath his bandana. Seems that perhaps the vitae in him is not strong enough to animate his flesh entirely.
I would, of course, strongly recommend that you keep yourself hidden. If you're lucky, you either meet someone who can teach you a few tricks to hide that, or you might even have it in your blood. I don't have it. I could try to do something, but I'm not sure it would stick.
It's fine. I'm getting used to the stairs at this point.
Yeah. Keep it hidden. Yes?
I've got an oversized hoodie in the trunk for you, Ramon, if you want.
Yeah, I'll grab that later. How do we heal before? I'm sorry.
Right.
I mentioned it, but
I will tell you how to do it. It's going to come naturally to you after a while, but when you first start out, you've all fed, of course. So if you close your eyes, it makes it easier, and you try to focus on that fading warmth in your body. Focus on where it is, and visualize how your body should look, how your body should be when it's whole, when it is no longer burned or torn or scratched, and keep that concentration. Will that heat to that part of your body. And I look at Sawyer and say, your burn may not heal entirely tonight. I am not overstating how dangerous fire is.
It was a son. Morgan tried to get me to come outside.
You're lucky you're alive.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, I guess. Anyway, focus that in a couple of nights. Hopefully, you'll have healed. Theodora, I don't know what rules apply to you, but there's no shame in trying. It might help.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sawyer's gonna kind of be like, all right, well, what it's supposed to look like. Someone knock me out if these are all failures.
3 rouse checks.
Yep,
Stella
it's one egg.
walks over to you, Tex. You've been awful quiet. Your friend's talking up a storm, but you look like you're trying to disappear to a corner.
I mean, even before all this happened, that's just been part of the course. I'm learning alongside y'all. I wasn't here for most of the proceedings.
Where were you?
Yeah, what was that about, Tex?
I met someone didn't call themselves like a vampire or kindred or what have you. Call themselves or asked me if I was one of them, which I assume a kid, not kin, not kinfolk, because that's where I had got confused. But a kith, a fae.
Stella
Yeah.
looks very confusedly over to you, Anthony.
I'm not sure if I would know what that is.
Yeah,
but-
was this?
Let's have Theo and Anthony make an intelligence and occult roll. How many failures or successes did you get on your
I
last
got
checks?
1 success, which
Okay.
brings me up to 4 hunger.
Delicious.
Well,
So,
Sawyer's like, is this before or after Ethan picked us up?
So, as you heal, Ethan, you remember the name. As you heal your arm
Got my notes.
and your burn gets slightly less, you hear, of course, the beast grow louder in your voice. Come on, baby. I'm so hungry.
Don't call me that.
Come on, just take me out.
Don't
Come
call
on,
me that.
Theo's looking good. Theo's looking so good.
You're not fucking. This is all out loud too.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, but don't call me that. We're not gonna hurt
Take her
anybody.
blood. I bet it tastes really
We're not gonna-
sweet.
We're not gonna. The last time I bit someone, you fucking died.
Sawyer, you okay,
Huh?
dude?
Huh?
You're
What?
talking to
Okay?
yourself.
Yeah. Shut up, Mark.
You will need to feed
Shut up.
soon, but not here and not now, and do not feed from others of our kind. We'll bind you to them.
While Stella and Tex are doing their thing, I'm gonna try to heal as well. Try to focus on.
How many damage, Jeff?
I have 3. Well, 2 superficial and 3.
You have 2 superficial damage? Okay,
I've,
so that's 2. Let's do this in turn order. So make me 2 rouse checks for your superficial damage. Theo and Anthony, what were your rolls?
I
Roll
wanted to
a-
ask,
Yes.
since this is my specialty, or my, can I get 1 die added?
You can add a die, yes.
Excellent. Okay.
And Anthony, what were you?
Roll a messy crit.
You rolled a messy crit, so 4 with a messy crit.
Well, 3 successes and 2 of those are 10s. The 10 is in the
5.
higher.
So 5 successes with a messy
Yes.
crit.
Yes.
Hold on to that thought.
You know what? I want to do a willpower.
Sawyer is awkwardly staring at Theo's neck. It's fine.
Ramon?
4.
4. Ramon, did you heal?
I did. I am now at 4 hunger as well.
Alrighty. Things are getting hungry in here. So, Theo, start with Theo. You, Kithane, you rack your brain, thought about, you may have heard that term used, you think maybe in one of the older Celtic tomes that you had read for your thesis. You think you saw that term used interchangeably with fairy, but this was more related to people, to the small folk, fairies who lived on a hill. You can't really place anything of a different place outside of the actual world, whereas Tex is making it sound like they went somewhere else. Chris, or Anthony. Messy crit. So, you are a sommelier of vampire blood, are you not?
This is one way to describe it.
I would say there has been a time where you have tasted the rare fruits of a chiasid. It was a very special night, and you might have drank too much. We won't say you went all the way to the big D, but you might have drank them completely dry. That blood was so sweet, so delicious. And ever since then, anytime you had ever been by any sort of occult place or been listening in, as you are wont to do in any Tremere, having a not-so-secret conversation, you've tried to pick up on any information you can about what chiasid are and what made their blood so delicious. And you would know that they are vampires and fairy blood in some sort of mix together. And Kithane would be the parlance of these fairy creatures. But you did roll a Mia Messy critical, so you're going to fall under your compulsion. And the compulsion of the Samitsi is you must possess something in this scene, whether it is one of these kindred that you will force into a boon, whether it is something in this room, which seems unlikely since this room belongs to Hunter and not to them, something that they have, something that they must know. You must possess it. You'll be at a penalty until you do, including the penalty to your vicissitude rolls.
Understand. Tex, was it?
Yeah.
So you heard this term, Kithane. Who told you this?
I think their name was Lou. They were upset that I didn't see them as a little girl. I saw them, I guess, for what they were. They were like, it was weird. He gave me some sugar cubes, like they fished them out of their pocket. Those they're probably a little bit rounded.
Can I see them?
Sure. And they extend their hand.
I look the sugar cubes over. Are they familiar in any?
Oh, they look perfectly ordinary.
Perfectly ordinary. All right,
To you,
Tex.
Tex, they are. To you, Tex, to your fairy sight, they are glowing.
I don't remember them glowing like they are. That is a weird shimmer, but I don't. They said it was a sidestep, and then I took myself out of it, and that's how I came back here.
So things appear different to you. You are able
What do
to
you mean?
perceive. You are able to perceive things that your friends cannot.
Yeah. Well, when we were with Ramon's sister, she had some animal thing happening. So I guess that can be true. And something's a little off.
You have an ability that is rare, and I don't believe that you will be safe unless you're able to explore it with someone who understands it. I will therefore ask of you that on another night, a less busy night, you and I have a long discussion about this.
I need something more official than that, Anthony, to relieve you of your compulsion. I need a boon.
I know, I understand.
Just
I'm
letting you know.
I'm trying to worm my way into this, but
You have the grabby hands right now, Anthony. You want something.
yeah.
We make the Thin Blood trust us.
I want you to help me find this person that you said you saw. And I will deal with them.
Storyteller, can I make a roll?
Yes, what roll would you like to make?
I would like to use one of my disciplines to see if
Someone is telling a lie.
Yes.
You may roll intelligence and your discipline.
Okay.
Anthony, manipulation subterfuge, please.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because there's a different level of tension. When I'm talking to Tex, there's certainly another tone to my voice, more akin to wanting something rather than being bothered by the conversation.
Tex, what was your roll?
3 successes.
And Anthony?
3.
3 to 3. Ties go to the active kindred. That is you, Tex. So, Anthony, are you telling the truth? Is this the statement that you said that that you want to get together to take care of this, to find this person, take care of the changing? Is that the whole truth?
No, it is not the whole truth.
Tex, you know that they are lying. They're not telling you everything.
You know, we don't have to. We have a lot more pressing matters to deal with, and I if I need to, I can handle. Well, I don't think I ever want to handle it myself, but pass. I'll pass.
You don't really have the option of passing. I'm helping you out right now. I'm doing your group a rather large favor. The least you can do is give me this.
Okay,
Now we're
okay.
paying attention to Anthony.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah, this whole time I've been like,
you're right that you are helping us. I guess this was what I can contribute as thanks. So, thank you.
You have my promise that I am not going to leave you drained in a ditch or anything like that. I am merely curious.
Anthony, as you say that, you realize that none of them around you were thinking that until you said it.
Yes, I know.
Stella, who shares the clan of Anthony, can see what is occurring here. Anthony, I think you're scaring the little ones. Why don't we make it real simple? Tex, Anthony would like you to offer him a boon in exchange for removing the corpse of your mutual friend. Does that sound more normal?
Yeah, I can do that. I didn't know I was capable of boon exchanging. So, sure.
Feel better, Anthony?
I wouldn't say I feel better. I'm not boons are not what I like, but I suppose it's just another word for the favor. So that's good. Tex, we will have a conversation later. We will resolve this issue. Don't worry. Boons are fairly common in our society.
Now that you have something to take home, I think maybe you'll be feeling a little bit better.
I do.
I thought so.
I will, one last thing before I leave, before rather I go to deal with the situation. Stella, give me the bag.
Stella hands you the bag.
I toss it to their feet, whoever's closest. And I say, this,
That would be Sawyer.
yes, Sawyer, be very, very careful with these things.
Sawyer's
You can take it out and look if you want.
Yeah, Sawyer's gonna reach down, open up the bag, look inside.
Is this the full bag?
This is the full bag.
Okay. Inside of this bag are several what looks like grenades. You're not entirely sure. They don't look like normal grenades. Like something. You see a crossbow with a stake in it. And you see a few strange weapons. You don't know what any of these things are.
First off, thank you, manners. Sorry. I see those. I've got a pretty good idea what those are. Staking is that an actual thing for us? Okay.
Wooden stake through the heart will make us unable to move permanently until it's removed.
It might kill you though, Theodora.
It might kill you.
Good. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen.
No.
And Sawyer will reach down and pull out what they don't know what it is and be like, I don't know what this is though.
What is that?
What is it that they pulled out?
Sawyer pulls out one of the red mist cannons.
All right. These are weapons used against us by the Second Inquisition. They're very, very effective against our kind. That I'm not entirely sure what it does. It has some kind of... I do believe I was told a little bit about it by someone.
Yes. Marcus told you what
Marcus
all of
told me.
these things were.
He told me. Good. These things will trigger effects in your target. Whoever is in the smoke, they will be very preoccupied with things that, well, let's just say that the worst they've been as a person, the worst they'll will experience it. Might work very well against Frankie. I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, if he can eat a battery, I'm pretty sure I can shove this down his throat. And
It would be a very good way to handle him.
There's another
However-
type of grenade in there that you can also see. And this one is the sunrise grenade.
That's your Hail Mary. There's pure sunlight in there. It will destroy anyone caught in the blast.
How is that
How'd
made?
that happen?
I have no idea how they made it. I haven't even seen it used, but I know for a fact that it might kill even someone like Konanti if he's caught in it.
good.
Don't go hunting Konanti. This is protection. This is not for hunting.
Yeah, no.
And
no,
you do not know where you found these things. They arrived on your doorstep.
Yeah, someone must have lost it. Shame, really.
Fell off
Yeah.
the back
Yeah.
of the trunk.
Lucky
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Are you sure we don't want to keep at least one of those for ourselves?
We'll be fine.
Just the...
Three of my coterie trust you. They've told you more than I have. They've spoken to you. They recommended me. That's as good of a guarantee I can get that you're you're trustworthy. Don't screw this up. And if I find out that some innocent people got caught in the crossfire because you got trigger happy, there ain't a place on this planet where you can hide from me.
Noted.
Do not kill mortals.
I'm gonna try my very best not to.
I don't want to kill anybody.
I
Good.
don't.
Frankie, but I don't know what that is. I'm just angry
Frankie
all the time
is
now,
in the
especially when
game.
I'm hungry. So,
And I turn to look at Ruby. Don't let this haunt you to the level where it will make you freeze. Just remember it. Learn from it and grow. You were hungry.
Thank you.
Don't be hungry again, and it'll be fine.
Noted. And sorry for the attitude I gave earlier.
Nothing to apologize for.
Sawyer, is there anything you want to say before Anthony and I take the body?
can I come with you? When you go pick her up.
Of course. Do you know, was she religious?
No,
All right.
I think the only god she believed in was herself.
It's good to know.
I know
Okay.
vampires like that.
I have a question actually about this that I've been thinking about, and I feel bad about even bringing it up. But is there a way to take care of the body, and if someone were to come looking for it, it wouldn't be able to be found? Like Caitlin.
There are ways to do that. There are ways to make it look like someone else. There are ways to make it just completely disappear. However,
I'm not getting into bed with the Hecata for a bunch of thin bloods.
yes,
Is that a clan?
Yes.
Okay.
don't get involved with them.
Noted.
And if you do get involved with them, get out as fast as you can and don't make any promises.
Yeah, that's what Hunter was saying. Don't make promises.
The Hecata are the ones that killed me.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. At least I don't have to be one.
I look at Ramón and I say, Ramón, may be completely unrelated. Maybe you're thin blood, maybe you're not. But what's happening to you? And going to say this not as a warning, or rather it is a warning to prepare you for. It might not get better. It might keep getting worse. And you might have to accept that you might never look like this again. I'm very sorry that this is happening to you.
Ramon has, if the storyteller would allow, during this conversation, kind of inched back a little bit to try to heal. And I think just kind of clammed up because they tried to focus on what he should look like without the decay and everything, and then kind of was checking over himself and kind of clammed up when he realized that this is sticking. So at this point, I think that Mr. Tulip probably see it's very clear that he's not pleased. But he just nods.
You're not alone. There are many others who suffer like this. So find some solace in that, perhaps. And most people won't judge you in our kind. They've seen worse.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of Nosferatu around, but I'm sure they would love to hang out with you.
Nosferatu, like the movie?
Yeah.
That's another clan.
It's another clan.
Okay.
They're usually fairly good people.
There's 13 to 16, depending on who you ask.
Cool. Yeah. Good to know society won't judge me for it. They'll just point it out a lot.
Probably. So, nothing you want to say to the body, Sawyer?
No, I was asking if I could come. This
That's fine.
Point away.
I don't know where. Sawyer's gonna look at Ramon.
Yeah, I'll pass along the information to Sawyer.
So, Ramon put Morgan's body 3 doors down on the 2nd floor, so not the top floor where you all are, in one of the many abandoned rooms here. And does everyone go? Or just Sawyer and Stella and Anthony?
Yeah, I think Ramon's gonna just give the information and head to the bathroom and close the door.
Ruby, Theo, and Tex, do you stay behind as well?
Yeah. I don't have a right to be there.
So, Stella, Anthony, and Sawyer enter this room. It is completely not renovated in any kind of a way. Ramon put Morgan in the bathtub. It is summertime, or just about end of May here in Myrtle Beach. There is no AC in this room, and so she is bloated and decaying. She has turned purple on one side from whatever blood was still left in her body. And she does not look anything like she did last night.
Oh my god.
And the smell, were you still human, would make you retch.
Has she aged? Or I will actually ask Sawyer this. Has she aged any from how she used to look?
No.
This is how she looked. That's unfortunate. All right. I will require some bags, which of course we brought with us.
Stella has tarps, has body bags, all sorts of accoutrement that you might need.
I will use my abilities to remove or sever limbs, close up the wounds, so there's no...
I need a rouse check, and I need an overall flesh crafting roll to see how successful you are at this.
Rouse check, first of all.
Yeah, because for Morgan, there's Sawyer's bite marks, and then there's where Ruby gnawed through Sawyer's bite marks.
Add an extra dice, Chris, for Stella's assistance.
And that is 6 successes.
So very masterfully, quickly, and without emotion, Sawyer, you watch Stella and Anthony begin removing her bloated body parts, bloated appendages from her torso and body. They are storing them simply, quietly, and quickly in various bags. When Anthony moves his hands to the head, you know that then Morgan will become completely unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Do you stop him or do you allow it to continue?
Just one second.
Of course.
Sawyer's gonna kind of lean down, realize, she's gone. There's no coming back. And that the last conversation they had was just like every other conversation they had.
And not only that, you realize it's very likely that you will hear her voice in your head when you are hungry for a
Mhm.
very long time.
So they just kind of lean down. They go to reach out and pull their hand back. I'm sorry this happened the way it did. And I'm sorry for the part I played in it. Sorry that you couldn't love me the way I loved you, but hopefully you can find some sort of peace wherever you are.
And Sawyer cries real tears. You can smell the salt and the sweat in the air.
I put a hand on Sawyer's shoulder and I say, I am very sorry that this happened, but it is not your fault. You did not choose this.
No.
And she knew which kind of people she was around.
Yeah, she tried to make me go with her. And I got so mad. And then Ruby tried to stop me, and she...
I'll look into this Caitlin Longhorn person, Anthony. And not to belabor the point, Sawyer, if you don't want this type of thing to happen to Esther, if you don't want me and Anthony to come back to deal with Esther's body from someone else killing her to protect the masquerade, you need to find her and bring her to us.
And then
She will not be hurt.
Not by us.
Not by us.
Yeah, Hunter told me that we can, or you can do some things, so it'll...
She will never remember any of what you told her. I can even make her forget about you completely if you want me to.
But you need to find her.
Can
Who
you do
knows
that?
what she could be saying?
I don't want Ruby to be hurt, and it's gonna hurt her no matter what. But if she cannot remember Ruby, then maybe it'll keep her alive, and Ruby won't have to feel this.
It can be done. And I'll gladly do it.
Okay. All right. Sawyer's gonna kind of straighten up, wipe away the tears. I'll go get her.
All right.
Thank you, Anthony, and Stella.
And when Sawyer leaves, I will...
Yep.
I will do the last parts. I will completely fuse the teeth. Make it completely impossible to identify the body. Of course, a DNA test will work. If she's in any kind of records, hopefully not.
As you remove the appendages, Stella was removing every single individual fingertip and dipping it into a small bucket of an acid solution.
Good. I will take the body and the parts out to the car.
Stella will close up this particular room and open up a trash bag and layer it over it as if to indicate to come back and clean it another night.
All right. So before I leave, any last questions?
Is there a way we can get a hold of you after we find Esther?
Okay, I'll give them my number.
Stella fishes a card out of her pocket, hands it to you.
Is there a way that I can learn about all of this, about the clans and the terms and everything, and can I study? There's something to study.
Yeah, getting to know the facts.
Honestly, I sort of get the vibe that you might be better off with Miss Astrid. She's knowledgeable.
She's good.
Yeah.
You kind of give me Astrid vibes, like your kindred spirits, pun intended, I guess.
Seemed that way. Yeah, you're right. I should get a hold of her sometime.
Yeah,
You can usually find her with Hunter.
My coterie
Hey,
will help
make a
you.
thing out of it.
And if you have any suspicion that you're being watched, followed, that someone is, doesn't matter if you think they're human or kindred or anything else, you let me know immediately. This is not a safe town, especially not now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll let you know.
Good. I
Thank you.
believe in you, Five. I think you can. I think you can handle this. And I am sorry that this happened to you. Bad things happen to good people. Don't make more bad things happen.
Thank you.
I don't plan on it.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I do not think that taking Frankie out is a bad thing.
Yeah.
He's in the game.
None of us know what's going to happen. All of us right now, with the destruction of the Camarilla, I guess we all sort of fall under Baron Galen. I guess. I don't know if he's going to call us up to war and who's even going to show up. None of us really know. But at least you have something to protect yourselves with.
One last thing.
Mm.
You're not from around here, but I do not recommend leaving town unless you really, really have to. Because our kind is not loved between cities. Cities are our territory. There are things out there that will try to kill you. So if you do end up traveling together, plan it very carefully.
We don't plan on leaving. Hunter actually told us that it's a bad idea to
It
leave.
is a bad
that
idea.
We live here now.
Yeah.
It's a good,
also-
clean start, too.
We also need to deal with that.
Like I said, I'll look into this Caitlin Longhorn person if
Yeah.
there's anything kindred or mortal I can find out about her. That's sort of my thing.
Excellent.
Good.
It'll be
Thank you.
fine. It'll be fine.
And we still need to give Kananti his answer without actually seeing him.
That would be. I wonder if not showing up is an answer.
Is that considered rude? I mean, it's usually considered rude, but kindred-wise,
Konanti strikes me as a prickly man with a surprisingly long fuse. He might just assume that you are too afraid. Don't make any waves. Stay low. If he sends more people after you, tell them that you've been busy cleaning up some problems, and then get in touch with me or any of the other members of my coterie. Play along if you have to, but do not, and I repeat that, do not let him get his hooks in you. He will offer anything you want. But it should come to no surprise that what he will ask of you is much more.
nothing's free.
Nothing is free.
Especially not around him.
If something's too good to be true, it usually is.
Yeah.
Penalty will not just ask you for a favor, he'll ask you for everything.
He
You guys are
really
all I
will.
got left, and he can't fucking touch you. I won't let it happen.
Good.
Come on, Anthony. I think they're
leaving.
building a new place. Like at the end of the boardwalk, there's like some fresh cement down there. I think we can shove this into.
Yes, let's talk about that in the car.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Tact.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Anthony, we'll be in touch once we
Yeah.
find her.
Good.
Stella gets into the driver's side. When am I going to get my own coterie, Anthony? Do I have to go find them? Do I have to like put up a post in Elysium? What I got to do?
You got to try to not be in a coterie, and you'll be having coteries crawling out of the woodworks to get you become a member.
Oh, you think so? You think I'd be popular?
Yeah, sure, Stella.
That's the nicest thing you've said to me all night. Of course, it's not over yet.
Yeah, you're really good at taking apart bodies. I can see you've been learning well from.
Well, I've only been watching you do it.
Yeah, let's go.
They drive off. Is there anything you'd like to say to each other now that you are alone again and whole again as a group? Now is the time to do it.
Sawyer,
Yeah, Ruby.
I'm sorry. Not just for what I did, but for how I acted. I know you loved her, and I know how it feels to love. But I never liked how Morgan treated you. I always thought you deserved better. So when my beast took over, and from what that guy said, it took a part of me. And I don't want to be that monster all the time. And I just want to let you know I'm sorry for yelling at you. I'm sorry for everything. Tex, I'm sorry that you owe a boon because of my fuck up. Y'all, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I
mean,
just don't want you to. I don't want you to have to do that again.
no.
I don't want Kanati to make you into that. You're one of my best friends, Ruby. I don't want to see you become a monster.
You're my best friend, Sawyer. I just...
I really want to hug you, but I'm really worried I'm gonna bite somebody right now.
Oh,
we
Jesus,
really
we need to
eat.
get you food.
We
Yeah.
really need to eat, and then I don't want to see that happen to Esther, so we need to go find Esther right now.
Yes. We need to get you food, and then we'll go find Esther. I promise.
Huddy, you're muted.
I think that is an excellent place to decide what it is that you're going to do, Sawyer. Because you did not tell anyone, but you know, based on what Astrid told you, is you have a particular flaw in your blood. And you have the Ventru clan curse. And who can you feed from, Sawyer? Who is your blood of choice?
Sawyer uncomfortably looks at Theo. Theo smells so good. That's not an option because we don't want to hurt Theo. Theo's squishy. So Sawyer kind of So when Astrid showed up, like Hunter was kind of talking about, but Astrid did a whole like not DNA test.
It was like a ritual. It was so fascinating.
It was really cool. I really want to learn that. I think it would be, and I think it would really work out in our favor if we could actually do something. I'm off. We'll talk about that later. I like a very specific type of blood, and it's not just like I have to, apparently. And for the most part, you know, we got told not to feed off other kindred or any of us. So none of you are an option. I don't want to hurt you, but we need to go find some rich kids.
You mean you get to eat the rich for real?
Wait,
That is awesome.
I didn't even think of it that way. Oh my goodness. Perfect.
That is amazing. Okay, but serious,
Yeah.
we need to get you fed. So,
You doing okay
where's
there,
a ritzy rich place around here?
Literally the boardwalk, I'm pretty sure, but that's pretty close to Kanati, so maybe we go the other way.
Is there a country club or something we could sneak into?
Oh, a yacht club.
Ooh.
Hey, remember, like, middle school yacht club? We could find someone like those people.
So, as you all ponder of
Wow.
where you're going to get Sawyer something to drink in Myrtle Beach, not necessarily known for not necessarily the destination for the rich and wealthy. As Tex, you wonder, what on earth are you going to have to do to fulfill this boon you made to this mysterious vampire who has the ability to rip apart appendages? Ramón, as you wonder if this is the fate that you are destined to look the way that you do every night, and if you can live with yourself. Theo, as you wonder the cost of the knowledge that you wish to gain and the frailty that you carry within you, whether it will be worth it to put yourself in more debt and in more company of vampires. And of course, Ruby, now you've heard tales from all sides of people telling you Cananti is bad, but everything Cananti said at the time sounded so good. And how you will reconcile that with yourself, and whether you will see Cananti again, and what you will say to him at that time. That is where we will end Season 1 of Are We Dead Yet? Thank you, everyone.